What's up, this is GM, and before I start, I want to tell you about TubeBuddy. In case you don't know, TubeBuddy is a free website that will help you manage and grow your YouTube channel. Thanks to them, some of my videos even show up as top results. Want to give them a try? Check the description below for the link. Today's product is Nootry's G6 speakers. These are gaming speakers and computer speakers that are really budget priced. At about $25, you might be thinking, well, I must be skimping out on something if I'm going to be getting such a budget speaker system. Well, today we're going to see what exactly I think of these speakers and if they are worth it considering the price point. So in the box, I'm going to go and move it out of the way. We have the Nootry G6 speakers themselves, and I haven't plugged them in yet, so you don't see the RGB lighting modes quite yet. And then we have a manual that's in English. It's only 2 pages, so it is a very, very short manual. In case you've lost your manual, I'm just going to hold it out here so you can see what it says, because I know that can be an issue for some people. Either it didn't come with one or they lost it. So hopefully this will help you out. Just pause it for the point that you need it at. But in the meantime, let's go and take a look at these speakers and talk a little bit about them. So these speakers are 5 watts each, so a total of 10 watts. They have 7 LED modes, but I think when they say it as 7, one of them I believe is just off. So really it's 6 lighting modes, including kind of like an RGB, wave mode, and then a couple of just standalone color modes. It also has Bluetooth mode, which is controlled with just this knob. This knob is the only switch on these speakers, and it controls everything for it, which is kind of interesting. I was actually a little surprised that the Bluetooth mode works so well on this. Today, we're not going to be using the Bluetooth mode. We're just going to do the line-in mode because that'll be a lot simpler to show off. And honestly, the Bluetooth mode, I can go ahead and tell you, I didn't have any issues with it. No lag, no latency, worked perfect for me. So I figured the easiest way to show this would be with the USB in. With that, I also wanted to state that it has a built-in mic, which I thought was interesting. I didn't expect computer speakers / gaming speakers to really have a built-in mic, so that was a really interesting feature that I don't know if it's super necessary, but it is a cool feature to have built in as well. And then you're going to probably notice again, I got my laptop in the back, and that's because I'm going to be showing the audio test a little bit later on, and to do that I need to be able to plug it in, so I just went ahead and set it back there just so it is ready. So let's go ahead and take a quick 360 look of the speaker. So here is our first speaker. Like I said, we've got our knob. You twist it for the volume just like any other. You press it once to change the lighting mode. You press it twice to go into Bluetooth mode, and then if you hold it, it turns it off and the audio will go back through your computer or whatever device that it's using. So if you're doing it through Bluetooth, it'll start coming through your phone again, or whatever device you use to connect it. It is connected via USB, and then these 2 speakers are connected to one another. And then this speaker doesn't really have anything special to it other than, of course, the paddings, but this speaker is just a speaker, just connected to it. So let's go ahead and turn it on. So alright, so I've gone ahead and plugged it in, and you can see the RGB lighting. So it is of course on the sides like here, and then it also has on the knob. So one speaker will have the knob obviously, and it'll have that lighting included. So again, you increase and decrease the volume from here, but also depending on your device, you may have to also control the audio from that device. So for example, if I max out the audio on here, that doesn't mean it can't go any louder. If I raise the audio on my computer as well, then the volume will actually go louder. So keep that in mind if you're having some differences in audio level. So let's talk about this one speaker, since it's really the only thing we really need to be able to see, since the other one's just going to mimic it. So let's go ahead and press it one at a time to show you the different lighting modes. So here's the second one, then here's blue, red, light blue, green, and then off. And we cycle back. And one thing I want to note is whatever lighting mode you save it on, so let's say this was the last one you used, it won't actually save that information. So if you were to unplug and then replug it in, it's not going to save that. So just something to keep in mind. So I think it is time. Let me go and cycle back to the very first one. Oh, also, when you max out the volume, it makes a beeping sound. So something else to keep in mind, but again, you max out here, you may still have to max it out on your computer or whatever device you're using. So let's go ahead and start doing an audio test. So I'm going to go and play one of my videos, and I'm going to start off by kind of keeping the audio a little bit lower on here and then slowly raising it.
I don't know if my GoPro is gonna adjust for that volume or not, but I'll let you know kind of how loud we're getting here. So let's go ahead and start the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and start raising the audio.
What's up, this is GM, and before I start, I want to tell you about TubeBuddy. In case you don't...
So that's the loudest it gets, and I'm gonna go ahead and replay it at the loudest.
What's up, this is...
So something I wanted to note is one of the things you might be considering is the bass. So I think at this price point, $25, you're getting quite a bit of value out of these speakers. These speakers are really good, but I think the bass isn't the strongest. It is a good bass, but it's not gonna be room shaking type, which of course you're not gonna expect from a speaker this size anyways. But that's something to keep in mind, because I think whenever I review speakers, a lot of people are concerned about the bass. How loud is it? How like room shaking is it? So I just want to go ahead and state that that's probably the only thing from these speakers that I would say is a little bit more lacking. However, the audio quality is great. The max audio is pretty loud. It's louder than obviously just my laptop's audio, which gets pretty loud on its own. I like the RGB color modes. It looks really nice and it adds a nice little aesthetic to the overall setup that you would have. So especially for mine, I have an Alienware that switches colors. This matches, the black matches with the black Alienware. Put it on the sides, it just looks like a complete setup for my personal setup. And I use a very similar lighting mode where the lighting just changes constantly like these do. So overall, I think this is a really good budget speaker. And I would say honestly, even for the price, this is better than a lot of speakers at a higher price range. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So overall, that's my thoughts on these. I would actually highly recommend these if you are looking for computer speakers, and especially if you're looking for something on a budget. Sorry about the dinging, that's just my notification on my laptop. Keeps coming through the speakers. One thing I didn't show is turning it off. So first let's go into Bluetooth mode, so double tap. And
Bluetooth mode.
it went into Bluetooth mode, and then if you hold it down, it shuts down and the audio will start coming through my computer again. So even though it's plugged in, the audio will keep coming through the computer. Another good thing to mention, no driver necessary. It's just plug and play. So that's another big pro. You don't have to install any software. Overall, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. If you are interested in buying these, I always include links in the description below, so make sure you check that out, okay? Thank you for watching. See you all next time.